The outcry is great in Russia because in the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine, their own territory is allegedly being shot at from Ukraine more and more frequently. The damage and the number of injuries on Russian territories are minimal compared to the destruction of entire cities and thousands of deaths in Ukraine. But Moscow's military leadership is now taking the incidents as an opportunity to threaten Kiev with even harder strikes against command centers in the capital. Ukraine generally denies allegations of targeting targets such as ammunition depots or fuel depots in the large neighboring country. Sometimes, however, the government of President Volodymyr Zelensky confidently declares that Russia just doesn't deserve anything else. In the border areas, the Russians themselves are now realizing what it means to be demilitarized, said presidential advisor Mikhailo Podolyak, for example. Russia's head of state Vladimir Putin also justified the invasion by wanting to disarm the country, which had been armed by the West. Rightfully so, I have to say. They were armed, I mean. Podolyak said to the Russians, if you decide to attack another country massively, kill everyone there en masse, crush peaceful people with tanks and use your camps in your area for these murders, then sooner or later you will get what you deserve and you get your debts repaid. This is an absolutely natural process, according to the consultant. At the same time, he emphasized that there could be different reasons for the destruction of the Russian infrastructure. At the weekend, the governor of the western Russian region of Kursk, Roman Starovost, complained about shelling from the Ukrainian side. In the region, the warning level is yellow for the danger of terrorism. The Russian regions of Belgorod, Bryansk, and Voronezh also repeatedly report incidents. At the beginning of April, pictures of a large fire in an oil storage facility near the city of Belgorod caused a particular stir. According to the Russians, 2 Ukrainian attack helicopters set fire to the depot. Videos of 2 helicopters flying at low altitude then circulated on the internet. The unverifiable recordings also made many Russians wonder how such an intrusion into the nuclear power's airspace was even possible. The secretary of the Ukrainian Security Council, Alexei Danilov, denied that Kiev had anything to do with the burning oil storage facility. Recently, however, he threatened to destroy the road and rail bridge built by Russia to the Black Sea peninsula of Crimea. The Ukrainian army could strike at the Crimean bridge if given the opportunity. At the moment, the weapons are probably missing for that. But Danilov said clearly, if the opportunity will be there, we will definitely do it. The reaction from Moscow followed promptly. Then the Ukrainian capital would increasingly become a target. Russian Defense Ministry spokesman Igor Konashenkov never misses an opportunity to point out that Kiev that Russian missiles have very long ranges. He also complains about attempts at sabotage. The domestic secret service FSB repeatedly reports arrests of suspected Ukrainian nationalists who are said to have prepared attacks on Russian territory. In addition, videos of suspects with allegedly self-made explosive devices are shown. Ukraine rejects this as nonsense. But the suspected shelling from the neighboring country and the reports from the FSB are causing many Russians to fear that the war could spread. Russia itself fuels such fears. And the ambassador to the US, Anatoly Antonov, recently warned, arming the Kiev regime with arms and sending foreign mercenaries is irresponsible and highly dangerous. The weapons could end up in the hands of terrorists coming to Ukraine from all over the world. Ukrainian nationalists could also use the weapons for retaliatory strikes. These incidents on Russian soil, but also a possible defeat in Ukraine, which Moscow's propagandists have discussed at times, fuel fears that Putin could up his game again. His speech at the traditional military parade on May 9th in Moscow, with which Russia commemorates the victory over Hitler's Germany in 1945 every year, is eagerly awaited. In the West, too, there is speculation that the Kremlin boss could launch a major attack during this arms show. If Putin orders a general mobilization for the war with Ukraine on May 9th, that's what the British press wrote about it, then Russia and the Russians will be in a very shitty situation. That's what opposition member and longtime MP Gennady Gutkov wrote on Twitter. The West's response would then be destructive. Putin brings the country millions of graves and a disintegration of the Russian Federation, he wrote. And we all have to pray that it will not get even worse. But until Russia leaves Ukrainian soil altogether, everything is possible. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.